was the torch carrier for blues music in the Rutland area. Yeah. Over the years, many of us would joke that, Steve had invented the blues. But truthfully, at the time, there was only he and Chris Kleeman that were playing blues back then, at least as I can recall. And this was before Stevie Ray Vaughan kind of sparked a blues revival, so Steve was ahead of the curve. He asked me to play bass for Johnny and the Hancocks, which I'm sure was much more out of desperation than respect for my skills at the time, because I am not a bass player. Wasn't a good bass player then, and I'm not now. But to learn tunes from the band, he turned me on to music and players that I wouldn't have found on my own, including Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac, Dr. Feelgood, and Rory Gallagher. As the years went by, Steve and I weaved in and out of each other's musical lives, playing many, many gigs together. He played gigs with me in Tin Pan Alley. I played shows with him with the Alley Cats. We would do duo shows together. He would run sound for my band, the Backwoods Messiahs. He did this oftentimes for short money because he believed in the music we were playing and he wanted to be a part of it. He would even come to shows where there was a house sound man in order to oversee what was going on and make damn sure that the band sounded great, and we always did because of Steve. So during nearly the 4 decades, we never had a falling out. We became closer over the years. Ultimately, we ended up playing together with Gary Spalding as the Space Monkeys, which we did a lot of shows in the past couple of years. And this was a band that Steve took pride in as the band was a well-oiled machine, is how Steve saw it. That there were, we didn't have set lists. We just played and we all could follow each other's cues and everyone knew what they were supposed to do. Stevie called he and I like the pit crew, because we could show up, load in the PA, the guitar rig, the bass rig, set up, be sound checked in 20 minutes. Something he took a great deal of pride in. And the loadout was just the same. So we ended up spending a lot of time riding in a van, talking about how here we are, all these decades later, still loading gear in and out, playing rock and roll and blues. And we also spoke on the phone often, sharing gossip, talking about gear. And there have been many times in the past few weeks that I've caught myself thinking, Steve would get a kick out of this, I gotta call him. Exactly. My wife knows when the answering machine is the only person that calls me Duane. It's Duane, Stevie, call me. Steve was part of what I see as a very elite group. Not many people have the fortitude to play music for a living, particularly playing bar gigs for decade after decade. He would say that he and I would still be playing gigs together in another 20 years, In fact, we were supposed to play together this Friday. It was his downright love and passion for music that cemented his position as an icon, a cornerstone of our community. He participated in every facet of music that he could. The number of people who have played music with him, the number of musicians he ran sound for, the number of clubs he did installations for, the number of people who attended clubs he DJ'd for, the number of people he mentored, the number of people he participated in benefits for, the sheer numbers are astronomical. I have no memory of a music scene that Steve wasn't a part of. He has been part of my life for nearly all of it. And we have all lost someone very special. Not only was he a great talent, but he was a great friend. In life, you have very few true friends, and Steve was that for me. We were musical cohorts, brothers in arms, but most importantly, he was my friend. Thank you for that, Stevie. I love you, and I will miss you, and always carry you in my heart, my memories, and my music.